welcome to this video on Project Team Assessment, the fifth step in cryptocurrency fundamental analysis. So this is an often underappreciated aspect of fundamental analysis, but it's as crucial as all the other steps. A coin, a project, an idea is nothing without the people working every day to make it happen. Now, these are the people who have committed their lives to working on something we're going to tear open like a present on Christmas morning. It's their sacrifice, hard work, and commitment that have built the space we all enjoy. So, it's why we often denature the projects we look at. It's much easier to criticize an inanimate and immaterial coin than to think of it as a collective group of people whose hopes and dreams are tied to this imaginary coin that's really just a collection of some elegant code. It's a bit surreal that people's lives are now centered around such an idea, an asymmetous representation of frozen time that you can never touch, smell, or hold. Value has always had some sort of physical presence. Gold can be traded for a representative value of silver. A dollar buys whatever is worth a dollar. The digital fiat is a relatively new concept, but you can still exchange $1 online in your checking account for one physical dollar at the bank. Not so with cryptocurrency. Value, value transfer, and value storage will always be digital with cryptocurrencies. People love to show these pictures of physical bitcoins, but they're just paperweights, a representation. So it's fitting when assessing a cryptocurrency, the one physical aspect that you can interact with is the team behind it. What we aim to do is accurately assess a few things about the team itself. First off, is there a team? Are they active, or has the project been abandoned? Is there a structure? Do people have roles? What's the structure like? Are they management heavy? R&D heavy? Is there a lot of people or only a few? Are they sharing their names, faces? Could we look up a history of these people? Are they sharing their personal LinkedIn, Twitter, GitHub? Can we determine what industry experience these people have? Blockchain experience is rare, but if they don't have experience in the industry they're trying to disrupt, that's not a good sign. Have they worked on a startup before? What other projects have they worked on? What is the team's history with the blockchain space? Do they have advisors? Do those advisors have industry experience? Would they help the project be better connected and get partnerships? Are any advisors famous, or have any advisors held important roles in other companies? Is the team affiliated with another company? Do they have a parent company with representation in the team? Is the project team technical or business oriented? Both? Relate what you learned from the white paper. Does the project team have a marketing person, a marketing team, a community manager? How involved is the CEO? What seems to be their focus? What's the focus of the CTO, CFO, CMO, COO, if there's any of those? Based on the language of the white paper and the composition of the team, how confident are you in their ability to complete their objectives? Do you believe this team deserves the coin distribution outlined in the white paper, if they had an ICO? How will the composition of this team combined with the tech outlined in the white paper help them outdo competitors in the same space? How long has the team been operating? Do you believe they've achieved an adequate amount for the time they've been active? Have they been active long enough to have a solid base from which to build from? Based on what was shared in the white paper or on the website, what was the size of the team when it was formed and how has it grown? What are their plans to grow it more? What do you believe is the work ethic of this team? Does this team inspire you? Do you think this team is emotionally invested in their own project? Would you be comfortable investing in these people? Now, one of the most important things to understand is the history of the team and the crypto itself. This is relevant to the Lindy effect. Wikipedia defines the Lindy effect as follows. It's a theory of life expectancy of non-perishable things that posits for a certain class of non-perishables, like a technology or an idea. Every additional day may imply a longer remaining life expectancy. The mortality rate decreases with time. I bring up this point to emphasize project longevity. There will always be cases of a long withstanding project being made obsolete by a newer and improved competing technology or cryptocurrency. But these events can often be seen coming on the horizon. Regardless, it's easy to make the argument that a multifaceted cryptocurrency will have a higher likelihood of experiencing the Lindy effect than those who are feature-based one-trick ponies. Additionally, the longer a development team works on a project, the more likely they are to continue doing so, up to a certain point. Lots of scam projects and coins don't last but a few months, but few survive longer than this. Looking at altcoins, after a certain point, the survival rate becomes more favorable. A coin that's remained around for over 2 years has a high likelihood of remaining around for at least another 2 years, and probably even more. Now honestly, this step is more to do with how you read people and read between the lines than anything else. Just like it's people that buy coins, it's people that build them too. Even the mighty Bitcoin, born into this world and abandoned by its mysterious creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, has a large active developer team constantly working on it to make it better. This step will tie into the later steps regarding community involvement and communication judgment. One of the most important things we expect to see from a crypto team is outreach and constant updates. Now, there's obviously examples of projects that say much and do little, but in some ways that's preferable to the opposite. A project that goes dark for weeks or months at a time will alienate its community because they will feel as though there's no interaction from the team, and thus no interest in continuing the project. Unfortunately, there are plenty of good cryptocurrencies that are guilty of this, and their low market caps represent the danger of this. Their supporters will defend them until they're red in the face because they know they're supporting a legitimate crypto. They simply can't understand how other projects that don't even have a working wallet are able to break into the top 10. Regrettably, this is the state of things. Good developers is very important to longevity. Good management is important to solvency and making sound business decisions. But it's good marketing that is absolutely essential if a project aims to break into the top ranks. Now, this doesn't explicitly mean that a project needs a dedicated marketing team in order to be successful. Plenty of projects have done fine without one. But what's important is the brand, the way the project and the coin make people feel. Hopefully by now, looking at the website, reading the white paper, and now looking at the team, you've begun to get a good understanding as to what emotions this project is going to evoke in people. While you should try to limit your emotions in trading, it's quite the opposite in fundamental analysis, in my opinion. You need to try and adequately capture what other people are feeling about this project, just as much as what they're thinking about it. Thankfully, we've not lost our survival instincts, and your gut feeling, your intuition, is one of the most powerful instincts you have. This intuition is your subconscious. It's a little voice in your head that's trying to protect you from getting hurt. You need to learn how to train that voice, to program your subconsciousness. In crypto fundamental analysis, we're often working with lots of incomplete sets of data, and too often the only source we can adequately use is the project itself. If the white paper is promising you the moon, but hardly giving any details, if the website is flashy but shallow, if the team is hard to research, or you can't definitively determine with any degree of certainty that they even are qualified for their job, it's time for your subconscious to go to work. So in the next video, we're going to finish up with our research of this project before we do our assessment by looking at the coins market, by looking at who is competing with this project and trying to determine the viability of the use case and its disruption potential.